Hello, eRank. Welcome to a Friday eRank Live with me, Pam Duffy, and not Starla. Again, today we have Anthony joining us once
Hi,
again.
I'm not Starla.
Yep,
Happy Black Friday, everyone.
I know. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving who celebrates or does stuff, and we're having a good Black Friday. And Anthony was all excited to come on and share all his updates for Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm very keen to hear how Black Friday is going so far for people that are selling. I know just from my wife's shop, it's going okay, but it's not like, oh my God, so far. But typically what I see in normal years, which we haven't had one of those for a little while, but Cyber Monday is better on Etsy than Black Friday. Black Friday seems to be more of an Amazon thing, but I'd
Yeah.
love to hear what people are going through right now. Are they feeling the bump in sales or not? Let's
Yeah,
see.
hopefully people will be seeing things pick up. But yeah, that's the feeling I've always had is Cyber Monday
Mm.
is the bit, which makes sense. It's Monday. But Starla has the right numbers. The Black Friday, the amount of people that were purchasing on Etsy and Black Friday last year was ridiculous. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know, perhaps people are still sleeping off their turkey and not quite shopping yet.
Yeah. I feel like a little afternoon nap. We had leftovers today, and I'm so tired. Oh,
Yeah, don't
hey,
tell
Libby's.
anyone, but this is my
Libby's on.
usual nap time on a Friday.
Yeah. Things are slow. W Shrey. I'm not what the W stands for. Not sure what that is, but looks like slow and quiet for most people. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully that turns around. I think that this is kind of this is where the starting gun goes off, and Etsy's a little bit slow out of the blocks, using a racing analogy.
Well, it makes sense. Amazon are the ones that have publicized this like everyone knows Amazon Black Friday, so people go there and then they finish up their shopping a bit later on.
Yeah. All right. Now I just realized I don't have my Facebook window open, so I'm going to get that in there so I can see the comments and questions as they come through.
Yeah, we've got too much technology going on.
Oh, tell me about it.
And also, guys, let us know how your sales have been going in the run up. It's only my shop so I don't have anything to compare. But I've found people are buying very different things than usual this year, which has been strange. So I'd like to hear how everyone else's is doing. But usually this time I'm rammed with custom orders that I'm trying to work through, and this year it's been cheaper, ready-made things that people are buying tons of, which I'm not complaining, but it's
That's cool.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife has a interesting saying at this time of the year, and it's like people start scraping the bottom of the barrel as it gets closer to the USPS shipping deadline. And she says, near the end, there are things that haven't sold all year, and then suddenly it's like people are desperate for gifts or something like that. And they're not junky gifts; they're good quality things, but it's just like they look far and hard. And some shops close early, so it leaves a bit of an opportunity towards the end for other sellers as well.
Yeah, that's something I very much feel happens. Shops close or they've sold out or something. So if your items were maybe ranking on the 5th page or something, in a couple of days they might suddenly be actually ranking because your competition's sold out.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting time. And yeah, definitely, I have items that only sell at Christmas.
Yep. That's how it goes. Yeah. All right. So everyone, please get your questions in. It is still a Q&A. I did have a bit of a agenda today because I think at this time of year it's very important to cover off a few things, and I'm going to talk about a few special promos that we've got to help people save a bit of money, and a few new features which I'm hoping help people make a bit of extra money. So I think we'll dive in, but please do get those questions in, and we'll pause every now and then, like between each section, and answer questions. And we'll try and keep it under 1 hour, which, as Pam knows, it's very hard because I tend to rabbit on like a person that's been in lockdown for way too many years.
It's
All
not,
right.
it's not a rabbit on. You've just got so many cool things to be sharing with people today. So.
I suppose, yeah. So the first one is we are offering a free trial for our paid memberships. So if you have a free account and you've been sort of like, do I, don't I? Now would be a great time to test it out. So that's from this morning until the end of Cyber Monday. So that's like Monday, 11:59 p.m. So if you can get in there, if you're curious, pop in, upgrade. It's a 2-week free trial. So at the end of that, if you don't like it, or any time before then, if it's not for you, then cancel. That's seriously. I will sleep better knowing that you've tried it, tested it out, and gone, it's not for me, or I really can't afford it, but what I saw was really good, and I'll come back next year. That's perfectly fine. So that's what we put it in there for. We know you're going to be super busy, so test it out. We will send an email. I think it's at the 7-day mark, so that you know that you've got 7 days to cancel your subscription if you don't want. And that's like the worst unsell I think I've ever given, but that it's there. And the reason why I'm sharing this with people is, if, say, Cyber Monday comes along and you get swamped with orders, which I'm hoping all of you do, one of the things that people struggle with when they are selling physical products is tracking all those orders. Where are they going? Are they on time? Are they delayed? Things like that. So that will give you access to the delivery status report, which will basically list out all your products that have been shipped, and you can see them at a glance: in transit, delivered. There's a few other messages in there, but as you scroll down, you might go, oh, whoa, hang on a minute, I sent that way back. That should have been delivered by now. So this gets into a very important area because, and I'm digressing, but I'm still talking about free trial, but it's about why I'm letting everyone know now. If stuff gets delayed, we know that is the top reason, or that's the top time when buyers want to hear from you. So if something's been delayed, let them know straight away. So use this tool over the next few weeks just for that. Just keep an eye on those products that are going out. If there's a delay, let them know. Most of them will be pretty good, except if you let them know like the day before Christmas, they're not going to be very cool about that. So keep on top of that and use that to its full advantage. So that's a big tip there for people that are on the free plan right now. If you're on a paid plan, sorry, you know what it's all about. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see how this goes. We might do it again next year if it works out for people as well. So that's it.
Yeah, this is eRank's first ever Black Friday giveaway thing. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
diving
the first
in.
one we've ever provided a free trial as well. So
Yeah.
I hope everyone takes it up, and if some of you like to stay on at the end, that's awesome as well. That helps pay the bills, but totally get it if you can't. Yeah, so that's that.
Yeah,
How we
you
getting
can
questions?
always upgrade. You can always upgrade and cancel at any time you want on eRank.
Yep. Don't need a reason.
We're always
Yep.
happy with that. Yep.
Yep.
And the Etsy actually announced a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was just for the UK, but they suggested, because the UK is having such a terrible time with postal strikes and everything,
Oh, yeah.
they did suggest, and they've created a little PDF that you can send to your customers for them to give to their, if your item's going to be late, for them to give to their friend as the gift, to say you have something coming from Etsy, kind of thing. So that was something I did a few years ago myself. I made a little PDF with a picture of what the customer was
That's a nice
getting.
idea. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sucks, but yeah, it's a really nice idea.
Yeah, sometimes postage just gets in the way, or as you said with your wife, people are scraping the bottom of the barrel. I had people like the day before Christmas, and can you get it here? It's like, no, but I can send you something you can print out.
Yeah. That's yeah. That is how it is. All right. Let's see. How are we going for comments and questions in here?
A lot of hellos. Which is people saying the sales have been slow this year, which is
Yeah.
I'm hearing that from a lot of people. Sadly, I think we expected that because this is another weird year.
It is the economic reality. We're coming off that high of all the stimulus money that was being thrown around in the US, Canada, UK, Europe, Australia. We're all high on that money. And so what we thought was normal last year and the year before is not so normal now. So yeah, just be careful. Make sure you're pricing accordingly. I know it's very tempting to cut prices, but just be careful. Use the profit calculator. We're updating that, I think, next week to add, make some changes for some of the fees outside of the US. But yeah, use that tool. Make sure you're not, selling something at a loss, and you're not making it for 50 cents an hour. You've got to live, right? So yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, people don't necessarily want the cheapest item. They might be going, if you can do a lower priced version of some of the things that you make. That's where, I'm selling way more of my bookmarks, which are half the price of my sculptures, but they're 4 times the price of a normal bookmark.
But they're cool too. I like them. Yeah, no, that's so true. And you're buying for loved ones. You're looking for quality, and I think your price has still got to reflect that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about something a little different now. So we have made an update to our Keyword Explorer, and we've now added support for Google Shopping, Facebook Marketplace, Walmart, and Target. You might be going, Anthony, don't you love Etsy anymore? Well, I do, totally. I owe everything to Etsy. They have been absolutely wonderful for us. Like a lot of people, we were going through a lot of financial trouble way back when. My wife had been made redundant, and so we've been down that path. Now we're looking at the way things are in the global economy, and it's tough for a lot of people. So I wanted to raise awareness of some of these other marketplaces for a couple of reasons. And the most important reason is there are opportunities here for you to make more money outside of Etsy. So if you haven't already been doing this, start to think about it. So specifically, if you use TrendBuzz and you go into Facebook Marketplace, you'll see things like cars and boats and big stuff you can't sell on Etsy, and you certainly can't ship. So my point is, by looking at these other marketplaces, you might go, that thing that I've got in my basement or in my garage that I haven't used for 5 years, I could actually sell that on Facebook Marketplace. And you can go in and have a look at the Keyword Explorer, drill into certain keywords to try and figure out what they're looking for. So have a look at that. It's a great way to clear out, declutter, and make a few bucks for it as you go. Just keep in mind, most people will come to your place to pick it up. So you've got to be comfortable with that. And yeah, so that's why we wanted to put Facebook Marketplace in there. Also, Google Shopping. So Google Ads and Google Shopping, there's a very tight relationship between that and Etsy. You see a lot of traffic that's coming in through there. So I think it's really good to know what's going on in there as well, and dive into the keywords, look at the related searches that people are looking for, look at the trends. So that's why we've got Google Shopping in there as well. The other bit I like about Google Shopping is if you know what the word arbitrage is, it's where you buy something low and sell it high. You could do things like buy something on AliExpress for $2, sell it on your Shopify store for $10 or something like that. A lot of people do that on Etsy as well, but there are challenges that go with that. So have a look at that. If you're looking at other ways to make money, especially if the sales aren't coming in, explore that. The next two, they're a bit out there, but Walmart and Target, for people that are in the US, and a little bit in Canada as well, they have their own marketplaces. I can't vouch for how good or bad they are, but they're there. I know some people do sell in those marketplaces, so by all means, look at that. Go and start in the trend buzz again. Pop into Walmart and Target, see what's trending there. Even if you don't sell them there, you can get ideas of what's hot for this season. But if you do sell them there and you look at something and you go, that's for me, drill in there, get into the Keyword Explorer, and go down the rabbit hole, see what is useful there. So I hope you find time to look at that. Obviously, if things go to plan with Etsy, you won't have time now, but it's there. So check them out, and hopefully we can help you find a few little extra revenue streams, maybe even clean out your basement and garage a little bit and sheds, and you make a few more dollars here and there.
Yeah, and it's good to see the trends anyway, because sort of trends, what starts selling in one place tends to be popular everywhere. So you might get in sneaky early on some new things.
Yeah, some of them can be leaders, so Target can really help if you start looking there early enough. You can get some good tips on what may be popping up fashion-wise. So yeah, I really recommend exploring that when you have the time. All right, I'll pause there and let's
if
see
people are using their free upgrade, their Black Friday upgrade, then they get access to all these competition and market tools. So
yep, so true.
It's like you thought about this or something.
Yeah. All right. So what have we got in the comments? We'll go through there quickly.
Wait, we have not got questions, guys. You really need to be asking questions.
Yeah,
but we've got
multitasking.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Hopefully people are packing up their wonderful orders they've been getting and answering their customers while listening to us.
That'd be very good. Okay, we've got a few comments in the YouTube. Couple of hellos, quiet.
Yep.
Thanks for being here today. Oh, our pleasure. Couldn't have one yesterday. That would have just been a real flop because of Thanksgiving here. Oh, that's nice. Gary is saying, I've had the paid eRank account for years. Highly recommend it. Thank you. Just the £5-6 I used to spend per month. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
No, that's nice. Okay, I'm not going to repeat all these ones. That seems like some sort of weird bragging.
But thank you, everyone, for your kind words.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Catherine saying, this has actually been my best Black Friday to date. Huh. Started in 2020 and had horrible SEO. Since I started using eRank, my SEO has improved exponentially. Wow, that's awesome. You've really bucked the trend there.
Absolutely. A lot of people are seeing it's been harder since 2020. A lot of shops that opened in 2020 had unrealistic expectations of what Etsy's really like. So
yeah, and I hope no one back then told their boss to shove it because can you imagine?
Yeah.
I just made $10,000 for Christmas, and then
that's probably for like everybody. If you're thinking of leaving your job and everything, don't base it on your Christmas numbers. Wait and see what
March, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's December's are freakishly good. November's are the same. Even January can be really good, and then the reality sort of hits around about just after Valentine's Day for a lot of shops.
Absolutely.
I'm generalizing here. Some people really thrive in wintertime and spring.
All shops are different, but I'd say on average, most of us make the most of our money over November, December, and January. So make sure it's enough to keep you going until next year.
So true. And if you're really like looking out there, what I noticed last year in springtime, seeds. Oh my God, seeds. Can you believe it? Yep.
Oh,
Anyway,
absolutely. Yeah. I
and
think
it makes
that.
so much sense when you have it pointed out.
Hmm.
That's one for next year. Maria, I love eRank spotted on Etsy tool. I have 2 items show up there. Oh, that's really cool. I don't know if you know this, but if people have got Google Analytics connected to their Etsy shop, you can connect that Google Analytics account to eRank as well, and we will include in a whole load more in your spotted on Etsy. So that will not only tell you what our bots have found on Etsy, but it'll show you what real buyers were searching for and what position your listing was on when they clicked on that listing in the search results as well.
Yeah,
So
I
it
absolutely
makes
love
spotted
that.
on Etsy, it's like on steroids then suddenly.
Yeah. Oh, it's so helpful because I had about 4 weeks ago, I
Mhm.
had a sudden spike in my shop, and I know we say to everyone, "Look at the 30-day trends," but
Yeah.
I wanted to know where that was coming from.
No,
And you
yeah.
can't see it. Etsy hadn't even updated yet, but I went over to eRank, went into Spotted on Etsy, and I was like, "Oh, there we go. That's the keyword that people are finding me for."
Yeah, we're not quite real time, but we're updating every 30 minutes. So
Mhm.
if you're curious, come back in 30 minutes and go, right, spot it on Etsy or traffic stats, go into there, it'll reload and you'll see what's been driving that traffic. And sometimes, uh, you know, you're clinging onto hope. It's like, is something happening? And then it's like, oh, something is happening. What is it? Why? How? Where? All that sort of stuff. All these questions come up. So sometimes you just need that. But I like what you said a bit earlier. Don't hang your hat on that narrow time frame. But it's really interesting. Anywho,
Yeah.
I am digressing, and we're running the risk of going over an hour. So let's see. Hello, Mohammed from India. Tracy, I love the trend reports on eRank. I sell digital products so I can quickly jump on a trend. Oh, that's awesome. That's what it's there for. Get in there quick. You can get right down to what was trending yesterday on Etsy. If you're looking at more monthly stuff, there's the monthly trends report where you can go into different categories on Etsy as well. We recently added print on demand in there as well. So if that's your thing, check it out and get the finger on the pulse and hopefully catch a trend while it's trending.
Especially for shops like digital shops where you can pivot quickly. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
trends are useful in different ways for different people, but yes, if you can jump on things when they're just taking off, that's fantastic.
yeah. Okay. So Lisa's asking here: is there a link to for the free trial? Does the free trial work with someone else's affiliate link? Okay. Lisa, if you go to your dashboard and you're on your free account, you will see a big honking green banner in there. That's it. So click on that. And yes, it will work with someone's affiliate link. So if someone referred you to eRank, then I think it's like a 30-day window, then they will get credit for that as well. So that's helping someone that's helping you. So that's cool. Jessica, hey Jessica. Jessica is one of our affiliate partners. I actually just sent out an email to our affiliate partners so they know what we're talking about here as well. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, there's a 2-week free trial in there. Hop onto your dashboard. You'll see the green banner there. Click on that and follow the prompts. And yeah, enjoy it and use it as much as you can. Let's see. All right. Okay, I might come back to the comments and get onto the next bit now. So for the next one, I'm going to share my screen, Pam, if that's okay with you.
Yep, can do.
Okay, I'm just going to rearrange some windows here so that I'm not getting all confuzzled. Okay. So look at me rocking the technology here.
I know. Well,
Anyway.
you at least have several screens going on. I'm trying to do all this on one screen.
Oh, I do, but you know, if I start looking over there, then it looks like I'm not paying attention and being rude. And all right, can you see my screen?
It's just appeared. Yep.
Oh, look at that! It's magic. So for anyone that's asking, oh, that's not our upsell message. That's our, letting people know about the Q&A today. But you will see the upsell message for free members. It'll be somewhere in here, just below the Your Listings section. Okay. So the thing I wanted to show people was the sites feature. Now, this is something we've been, we released fairly quietly. I built this because, I don't know about you guys, but I was a huge fan of Alexa.com. So I'm just looking at my Alexa. Sometimes she starts to talk.
Waking her up, yeah.
And it got shut down. So I was left without a tool. And I looked at companies like SimilarWeb and SEMrush and other ones, and they're awesome, but holy smoke, they're expensive. And it was like, no one is providing a cost-effective tool for small businesses or micro businesses. So I thought, okay, well, we're sitting on a boatload of data. Let's start building something that hopefully fills that void, so you can start to look at what makes a website tick. So I'm going to pop in here. I'm going to show you a few little parts of the tool now. The first one is the site info. So I can go into here and I can say, well, what makes Etsy tick? I can look it up and just go, right, what do we know about Etsy? So in terms of sites in the US, it's currently ranked at 35. That's pretty awesome. There are only 34 sites above it. So Amazon's up there somewhere, Google will be up there, Facebook will be up there, but Etsy is right up there. So that's super, super cool. And we know that people are engaged with the site. If I see like 18 page views per user, I see this and I go, all right, people are engaged. If it's like 1 or 2 pages, I'll be going, people aren't really interested in this site. But this is where I get excited for this time of the year. You'll notice in the last month and a bit, Etsy's been slowly creeping up the rankings again. So that tells me more and more people are starting to use Etsy again. So I know a lot of you said very early on that's been slow so far, but I look at this and go, this is encouraging. Come on, buyers, where are you? I'm looking at this and it's at least heading in the right direction. So if that's going to hold true, we should see this jump even more, especially on Cyber Monday and a few days after that. So that's good. That's what I'm looking for when I'm researching marketplaces. We also have reach in here, which tells you the percentage of people on the internet that use this site, or in the US that use this site. So right now the graph is a little bit messed up. It's upside down. So I'm going to get that fixed over the weekend. But what I'd be looking for here is sites. And if I'm looking at Etsy and Etsy is my thing, I'm hoping that at this time of the year, the reach is going up, that more people in the US are using Etsy than they were previously. The other thing I like about the sites tool is I can see how popular it is in the US, but other countries as well. And we're supporting 7 countries right now, but we are going to be adding a whole bunch more very shortly, so that if Ireland is your thing, or Spain or Italy, whichever country, we'll do our best to provide data for them. Some of the countries we just don't have enough data for, so we're not being selective here. Well, we are being selective, but it's because we don't have enough data to give you accurate information. So that's that. Some pretty graphs in here, so you can see where the users are coming from, what the distribution is like. If you're in New Zealand and you only sell to New Zealand, you might go, what if I was to add Australia to my list? Or if you're in Canada and you go, what if I was to add the UK or United States to my list? Oh, that's a potentially much larger audience. So these are things to think about, whether it's on Etsy or other places. Traffic sources, probably not so interesting for people here in this scenario, but if you have a website that's doing pretty well, and you've got a fierce competitor which is kicking your butt, you probably want to go in there and go, where are they getting their traffic from? You know, so we can get an idea. We can see it and go, so-and-so.com, they're getting 40%, 46% of their traffic that's coming directly to their site through like bookmarks and stuff. A bunch are coming through referrals, a bunch are coming through search, some are coming through social, and then we've got display advertising as well. So this gives you an idea of how those websites are bringing in traffic. So it's very cool. You can put in pretty much any popular site that's out there. If you've got a small site that supports your shop, we probably don't have a lot of data for you guys. So I'm sorry about that. We just don't. We've got a big panel of people that we're surveying here. It's several million people, but it's not everyone. So the bigger sites, the estimates are much more accurate. For the smaller sites, it's a bit harder. We have gaps in the data there, but we ran some comparisons with SimilarWeb, and I think we got more data than them. So that's awesome. Now let's see, social traffic. You can get an idea of where they're coming from. So Pinterest, it's the place that's bringing people into Etsy. Again, you can pick any other website, but Pinterest is kicking Facebook butt. YouTube's up there. Instagram, pretty damn good. Twitter's doing okay. We don't have things like TikTok and mobile apps, just because there are some privacy things connected to your phones, and it starts to cross a creepy line if people to start tracking what you're doing on your phone. So we don't entertain that, and we won't entertain that. Referring sites, so similar to social traffic, you can see what sites are bringing traffic in. Right now we're just showing the top 5, but we will be expanding this out, especially if you go onto the expert plan, which is like the high-end plan, so you can see like the top 1,000 and get much more detailed information. That's really for the data junkies that are out there and geeks like me that love to see this stuff. And then lastly, the top keywords. Same deal. We're just showing the top 5 now, but we will be expanding that out very soon, so that you can see like the top 1,000 keywords and go, right, they're the top 1,000 keywords that drive people to Etsy or eRank or whatever site you're interested in. So it gets really, really interesting fast there. Now, if you are thinking, I don't know that Etsy's doing all that well, maybe I'll compare it with, I don't know, Target and Best Buy. So I can just type in a couple of domain names in here like so, and then I'll look them up and I'll get a comparison to see how well Etsy is stacking up against these other sites. And guess what? Etsy's actually ranking better than Target and Best Buy. So that's pretty awesome. That gives you an idea of how big Etsy is. And not to blow it out of the water, but we look at, say, Amazon.com, Amazon. And well, they are the 800-pound gorilla that they always have been. But interestingly enough, they dropped down in the rankings recently as well. So that'll be an interesting one to see. Is the shining silver, whatever, starting to tarnish on Amazon? Well, I don't think it's going to be terrible in a hurry, but we'll see. So that's the sort of thing you can do. You can compare sites like that. We also allow you to create lists of sites. So if you're like me and you're curious about, say, the real estate market, because, hey, anyone say the word bubble? That's terrible. It's like worse than a dad joke. So you can create lists of, say, real estate companies, and I can go in here and see how well is Zillow or Realtor doing in the US, and go, well, Zillow was up there in August, ranked 39, now 57. Oh, something's going on there, isn't there? Realtor, same deal, 105, now 150. So outside of selling, and if you're just generally curious, maybe you're a shareholder in some of these companies, if you've got money to spare on those crazy sort of things, you can look at that and go, that business may not be doing so well this year. So something to think about. I can also flip over to, say, Australia, And I can see in there realestate.com.au, which has been the #1 real estate site in Australia for a long time. Not a lot of change. Domain, which is another one, similar sort of thing. Not a lot of change. We've got some US companies in there as well, because you know what, some Australians do look at Zillow and other sites as well. But you know, I can always remove those if I'm not really interested in those numbers, and then I can see them isolated like that. There's also some comparisons and so forth, but I'll stop there because I know that's not going to be for everyone, but I wanted this out there because there is a gap in the marketplace where there is no really good value solution out there for people. And you know, unless you're prepared to pay $200-300 a month, this is included in your Pro plan. So if you're on the Pro plan, you can start doing this. You can start looking into that. If you're on the Expert plan, you can do even more. But it's there for anyone that's got a Pro account or higher. All right, I'll stop sharing at that point because I know that was a bit of a digression.
Well, they're here for the geeky stuff from you. However, I just want to quickly welcome Starla and her pack of alphas that just appear to have joined us.
Oh,
and I think she's promised them some kind of goodies, so we might have to quickly in a bit cover them.
It's expired. Sorry.
It's expired. Well, tell you what, guys, if you hit the thumbs up and give us enough likes, then Anthony might repeat that little bit. So.
Yeah.
So give us some likes and we'll see.
We'll keep the offer open. I'm kidding. You know I joke a lot, right? I hope you do. So for those people that just joined, the alphas that just joined from Starla's Friday Bean, we are offering people who are on the free account a 2-week free trial for any of the paid plans. So the basic plan, the Pro plan, or the Expert plan. So if you have time and you want to do more with your eRank account, then go for it. Run that, go into your dashboard, look for the green upgrade banner, and you can follow the prompts there and have a 2-week free trial. Now I know a good chunk of alphas probably already have eRank Pro, but I know a lot of the Friday Bean viewers probably don't. So it's there. If you want to take advantage of that, you can cancel at any time. I will not be upset. I'll cry a little bit, but shouldn't say that. Very manly. No, you can use it for the 2 weeks. If you like it, you can keep using it. You don't need to do anything. Or if you don't like it or it's not right for you, you can cancel. Just make sure you cancel before the 2 weeks is up. And yeah, so that's that. There's, I mentioned at the beginning, you can take advantage of things like the delivery status report. So if you're having a good holiday season with the sales and you've got a whole bunch of stuff that's going out, you can pop into the delivery status report, check where they're at. Are they being delivered on time? Are they overdue? And if they are overdue and they're stuck somewhere, please reach out to the buyer, let them know. It is the top reason why they want to hear from you. If something is being delayed, let me know. We just ran our buyer survey and we'll start publishing the results next week on that. But the top reason that they gave us, when do you want to hear from the seller? It's when it's running late. And at this time of the year, even more so. So check that out. Let the delivery status be your best friend, that report be your best friend for the next 4-ish weeks. Yeah, so try that out. Now, I need to take a breath.
Fair enough. Well, we'll just catch up on some of the comments here because I want to highlight Priscilla's anyway. eRank's helping so much. Today I'm celebrating 40,000 sales. So
that's
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations. That's a good feeling. I shared a printout I had of my wife's shop when she hit 5,000 sales years ago. I found it in a pile of papers and I'm like, hey, check this out. And she's like, oh my God, I'm keeping that. So cherish these moments. It's really nice. You get those
Absolutely.
nice big round
they're great milestones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't even know how to say this. Leah, I suppose. Do you find the keyword digital downloads to be historically fairly representative of sales or digital products in general?
Well, that's a good question. Digital is not my forte. So I really couldn't say. Yeah, if someone is hardcore into digital, chime in. Please let us know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
guys,
I'm dodging that one, but I don't want to give you bad advice.
well, I think that's always a good thing if people can say they don't know something rather than make up some kind of an answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Best not to make up
Um,
stuff.
Denise, hopefully a simple one. What period is the summary traffic data for? So traffic stats data, what period is that for?
Oh, on your dashboard, that's the past 30 days.
Yep, easy one.
Mhm. And if you click on the button that's underneath there, you can go in and specify different timeframes. So by all means do that. But the dashboard lasts 30 days.
Yep. Oh, love Joel. Any idea what to do if the competition is always high for whatever product title we choose?
Yeah. First of all, don't be put off by high competition, because most people don't know a lot about SEO. They don't use tools like eRank. So you've immediately got the edge up on many of these competitors. The other thing I would say is, back yourself a little bit. If you've got a good quality product, you're not trying to pull a Swifty on people and sell them junk, then back your product. Be bold, be a little daring, but include other words that are being used by people who are searching for that product. So look at the occasion and the events. So Christmas is a good one, Valentine's Day, Halloween, whatever the occasion or event is. But also have a look at the recipient as well. So a lot of people are buying for someone else. Who is it? A relative, mum, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter, etc., etc. So have a think about that. Stick with the strong keyword, even though the competition might be high, but add those little magical combination words in there so that when people start to go a little bit more long tail in their searching, you've got that nice, good phrase, plus you've got the combinations, and you'll start to bubble to the top in the results. The one last thing I'll say is work on your reviews. Don't avoid the buyer. Reach out to them. Say, hey, I noticed that it got delivered. Did everything arrive all right? Was it safe, and so forth? Reach out to them when you shipped it. They'd like to know these things. If you can establish a rapport, a good relationship with the buyer, and they get it and they love it, guess what? There's more of a chance that people are going to leave a positive review. And guess what Etsy does with that? They go, Pam's shop really makes people happy when they buy that cat bookmark. And the next time someone searches for cat bookmark, Etsy's going to remember that and go, right, I know Pam did a great job here, or someone else did a great job with that. I'm going to push their listing up because they've got a bit of a reputation for making buyers happy. So that's why. So don't be put off by competition. There are things you can do, like add those extra words in there, the recipients, the occasions, and also work your reviews. So if you've got 1 in 5 people leaving your review, that's no good. Get it to at least 1 in 3. If you can, get it higher than that. 1 in 5 is not good enough. So really work on that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What else? Give us a hard one.
Only other thing I'd say there is use a tool like the keyword tool and scroll down to related tags, related searches, see what people are looking for. And not only, quite often it can be difficult to shoehorn an item you've already made into a keyword, but sometimes you can get inspiration from what looks like good keywords that were like, oh, I can make something a bit like that. you know, for instance, if it was a cat bookmark, but suddenly I'm finding, as I am, that everyone's searching for corgis, I was able to make a corgi thing. So you can get ideas for things that maybe are slightly less competitive.
The
But
corgi
yeah,
butts.
don't. Hmm?
The corgi butts.
The corgi butts, they are my top seller by a long way just now.
I can see why they're awesome. I like the splat cat though. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I enjoy them, but
Yeah.
not
All right.
this year.
Okay. Any other questions we got in there?
I'm trying to to read and talk at the same time. I'm not very good at it. Lots of oh, I'm seeing 100 alphas. Right, we've got lots of wolves. It's great to see you all, guys. This is fun. It's also really hard to try and read them. Here's a question. I don't know if it's a good one. I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
Is there a chance to see the type of sold items, or at least the sold categories per user or per country or per category, not just the number of solds? So I want. So when I want to check what my competition has sold, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a really good question, and people have been asking that for years. Now, short answer is Etsy think of your individual sales data as being private information between you and Etsy and I don't know, the IRS. So we can't look at, what so-and-so sold, like the individual items, and then report that to other people. Not allowed to do that. So what that means is we're kind of handcuffed with what we can provide. But it's not the end of the world. So there is some data that's public that we can use to infer that a product is selling well. So, for example, if you were to go into the rank checker and you search for, I don't know, your product in there, or whatever your phrase is that you really want to do well for, and you look at the results, and then you sort by views and look at the ones that have got the most views to the least views, you'll get a good idea of what products are selling the most, because the hypothesis and the general observation is that the more views you have, the more sales you make. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there going, man, my listing gets heaps of views and it never sells. That's true too. But I'm talking about ones that have got 100,000 views or 20,000 views or 10,000 views. They sell. You can get a couple of promotions here and there, and your views get bumped up a little bit. But when you're talking about that sort of volume, they translate into sales. So there's a tight correlation, as we'd say, between views and sales. So sort by highest to lowest and have a look in there, and you'll get an idea of what's really selling. For those that pay attention to the listing audit and look at some of their competitors and their individual listing audits, you can get estimated sales and revenue for listings as well. So you could take the rank checker, look at some of those listings with high views, then pop into the listing audit for that listing and get an idea of the estimated sales and revenue that those listings have made as well. So there are a couple of creative ways you can get to a point where you can say, right, now I know what's selling well. It's a little bit manual, and we're working on making that easier and more graceful, but check it out.
Absolutely. And that's we just spoke about the update to the listing audit last week. So if you check back on YouTube, you'll get a little sneak peek at me actually showing that.
Yeah. Should I show it off?
Show it off. It's your tool. Go for it.
Okay. Let's see. Share screen again. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, look at that. Rocking the technology. Okay, so I'm going to pop into Tools and Rank Checker. I'm just going to show you exactly what I was just talking about. So give me something to look up.
Oh, I'm awful at keywords. Well, slime. Anthony loves his slime.
True, I do.
And it's still selling.
Yeah, it's yeah, I can't believe it. All right, so we're waiting for the rank checker now. So it's sucking down information from Etsy right now. So it takes a bit of time. And sorry to say, we could not find any of your listings in the top 500. Well, my shop's not selling slime technically. But my point is, go to the views column, click on views. It's automatically sorted by most to least. Oh, look at this, 579,000 views. What the hell? So I can go and open up the listing audit. Again, we're downloading some data from Etsy, so it does take a second or so. But I look down here and you'll see we're now calculating the estimated revenue and number of times this is sold. And you can see this person has probably made about $11,000, $12,000 selling this one product alone. That is pretty damn amazing. So
For slime, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Again, big bold letters here, estimated. We don't know the exact number. That's private data. Even if we could access that data, we can't share it with you. So we're not going to. These are estimates. So we'll look at things we know about that listing. So how many views it's had, how long it's been listed, how well the shop is doing, things like that. And we'll come up with an estimate there. And it's pretty accurate, but take it with a pinch of salt. But if you really want to know a dollar value or an estimate, then there you are. That's how you do it. So all from the rank checker. But I love this. If you don't want to go through the process here, you just want to see what is most likely selling. You can pick better words than I did for slime, but just look at views. That is the best proxy that you can have for getting an idea of what's the best seller. Okay.
Yeah, and also just the ranking order as well, because how well things are selling for that very keyword is a factor by Etsy. So if you look and see the things that are ranking well, especially if they've got a lot of views, then Etsy's telling you it likes those listings for that keyword.
Yeah, that's so true. This rank that we have in here, we don't make that up. That is the score that Etsy give us for that listing for the keyword that you specified. That's before they throw in all the advertising and the personalization and localization. So that's the raw stuff. Won't reflect what you see on the site, but this is what they build that off of. So they'll take this, they'll add personalization, they'll add country specific sort of stuff, and then they'll generate the results. So if you appear high up in here, that's great. If you appear high up in here regularly, that's awesome. And hopefully that translates to views and sales for your listings. All right.
Yep.
Take a breath.
Trying to see if we've got any more questions. Apart from Samantha asking, what on earth are we doing here on a Friday? It's thrown her.
I don't know. Well, yeah. Thank you for joining.
It's to keep you all on your toes.
Yeah, exactly. So there were a couple of other things I alluded to, the buyer survey. So for those of you who don't know, each year we survey 1,000 people who have bought products on Etsy. And we ask them things like, what would make you buy again from a shop? We'll ask them what they think about Etsy. Do they trust Etsy? And we ask them to compare it to Amazon and other places as well. So this gives us some really good insight into buyers. I mean, how often do you get a chance to ask 1,000 people what they think about their Etsy purchases? So we literally got the results in yesterday, and we'll be processing them over the weekend. We're going to compare this year with last year to see if there's any shifts where looking at things like, why do they buy? Who are they buying for? What turns them off buying from Etsy? What would make them buy again? So look out for that sort of stuff. We'll, all things going well, have that process next week, and maybe release the results. We might even send out a reminder about what we saw last year, because not a lot has changed, but where the changes are, they're quite interesting. So keep an eye out for that. And what else did I want to add? One more thing. For those of you who do not know, we have an affiliate program now. I'm generally not a huge fan of affiliate programs, hence why I've not done it for so long. But I know we've got some awesome people out there that have been talking about eRank and telling their friends for years, and I feel like a bit of a dick because I don't thank them enough for that. So we created an affiliate program to help them, help us, and help other people. So you're all welcome to have a look at it and consider it. But keep in mind, it's probably not for everyone. We're being selective. So we really want to make sure that we don't have people come in and just say, oh, eRank's awesome. It's, you know, made my sales go through the roof. It solved world hunger and, you know, cured hair loss and things like that. You know, I don't want the snake oil salesman and used car salesman type people to sign up. We're not interested in that sort of stuff. I'd rather stay well away from that, because that lets down a lot of people. Yeah, so yeah, if you are, for example, a coach, sorry, Pam and Sally, not you guys.
Oh.
If you're a coach and you help other people, perfect. Let's have a chat. If you are a influencer, you just like to share your success with people, and if you've used eRank to do that, then brilliant. If you want to tell people about that, that's awesome too. But again, some caveats in there. I want to know if you're the real deal. So do you really sell on Etsy? Have you sold 15 items on Etsy or 15,000 items on Etsy? So we want to know more about you before we decide, you know, you're going to start telling people about it. Again, could be bad. You know, our accountant might be going, you should be making more money. But I'm not quite wired that way. I think we have a duty of care. And if we find that someone is starting to exaggerate or blow things out of the water, that's not cool. That's deceiving people, and we won't allow that sort of stuff. But I'm sure most of you, or all of you, aren't like that at all. So do check it out. It's in the footer. There's a link there called affiliates with a little new badge on there. And if that sounds interesting, check it out. Send me an email, and we can have a chat. See if we can do something together.
Absolutely. It's super cool. And I think the idea is we want to support the people that have been supporting us.
Absolutely.
We don't want to encourage people to support us because we're paying them to.
It's really, if you've already been doing this anyway, then it's a nice way to make some extra money and help other people as well. So that's how I want to look at it. And I'm sure you've seen plenty of people out there which are, you know the sorts. Just go to YouTube or TikTok. They're usually the ones with the funny face poses and, you know, oh, I just made.
Oh, yeah, the Home Alone pose. Yeah, unfortunately, that gets double the clicks. Yeah, that gets twice the clicks of a normal one. Yeah.
I've seen you do a few of those.
Yeah, I know.
Legit. So
it works, unfortunately.
It does. Yeah. Cool. So I think we're nearly out of time, but get any of those last minute questions in.
Well, I can do one very quickly.
Okay.
Toodle Designs is asking if eRank can be used in other marketplaces, which Anthony went into details earlier on in the video. So if you catch the replay, and I think it'll start about 20 minutes in, and you'll get a whole demo on that. So yeah, you'll totally see that there.
Did I? I've gone blank.
Yeah, the other marketplaces, yes. Well, you showed a whole thing of where the tool is and everything.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah.
Um,
Wow. I think I'm losing it. I don't remember saying that. It's Friday, right? I can start drinking now.
yeah, we should totally do a cocktail live stream. That sounds good to me.
Oh, I'll have a shandy. Actually, I'll share my screen just for one moment more. Okay. So up here, I've just entered slime in there, but you can easily pick from any of these options in here. So if I'm looking to find related keywords on Facebook or something like that, great. If I'm just generally curious and I want to know where the buyers are, where are people in the US looking for slime, I just select all, and then voila, it comes up with this. So Amazon, it's the 800-pound gorilla for slime. Then Etsy, that's pretty awesome. Walmart, Target, you can read the list from there. But that's if you're looking, if you've got the question, where do I sell my product? Now, if you already know what you're selling and you just want to get more keyword ideas, you can either click on the link here for Walmart, for example, or you can go into here, say Walmart. Actually, I'll do Facebook. That's more interesting. Facebook Marketplace. And I'm going to do cars. Boom, boom, boom.
Always takes longer when you're live.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's the golden rule. So now you get an idea of where and how trending cars are on Facebook Marketplace. And guess what? It's pretty damn huge. So if you've got that little, I don't know, go-go mobile out the back that's not running anymore and you want to get rid of it, Facebook Marketplace could be a way to go. So that's what we've got there. For some of the marketplaces, we've got a breakdown of where people, what countries people are in when they're searching for that sort of stuff as well. So I'm pretty sure I didn't show this before. I'm not going completely mad yet.
Yeah, you probably didn't show that exact screen.
Yeah.
It comes to the end of a usual Thursday thing, and I have to ask Debbie what we talked about so I can SEO for YouTube videos.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to share with you there. Again, Google Shopping, we've got that in there as well. It would say Google Shopping in there, but it doesn't quite fit for tablet users. And voila, it'll go away, process, and bring back the estimated search volumes and click rates for cars. So there you go. I'll stop sharing at that point.
Cool. Right. Quick one from Aldrich is asking, is there a way to suggest new eRank features? And absolutely there is. You can email us at support@erank.com. You can pop it into the Facebook group, which there will be a link. You're on YouTube. There'll be a link in the comments on the YouTube video for the Facebook group. But yeah, a good chunk of the tools you see on eRank come from people's suggestions, and then Anthony runs with them.
Yeah, that's how the whole site began, and how it's evolved. We get ideas from people. We hear their pain points, and we go, right, does anyone have an idea on how we can address this pain point? Sometimes we go, yeah, we could create this tool that, you know, tracks the delivery status of orders or something like that. That was born out of a problem trying to figure out where all your items were and how you had to click on every single transaction in Etsy's dashboard. It was a real pain in the butt. So yeah, support@erank.com, email support@erank.com, use the feedback button, or email me directly, anthony@erank.com. I'll post it in the Facebook group, and we'll look at it if it's got merit, and if other people are expressing interest, that'll just help us understand and prioritize, and maybe if it all works out well, we'll even build it for you.
Yep. But there are tons of things that he's currently building just now. So.
Oh yeah. Did anyone notice my browser window?
It's too little. I'm going to have to watch the replay to see what
you are. Yeah, there's
cookies you've hidden here.
a little Easter egg hidden in there. Yeah. So yeah, I think we've got a few more comments in here. Have I got them?
I'm
Have we got 'em?
trying to look through.
I know
I was
I got
trying to see what
Facebook
are
there. I've got YouTube there.
yeah. But guys, thank you so much for all the comments and participation and everything. And if we missed you, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
There are quite a few suggestions for tool ideas, so we can probably look at that. We'll look at the comments later and
Yeah, I
see.
think that's probably the wisest thing to do. We're over the hour, as I threatened we would do.
I know.
So,
Debbie's going to be telling us off.
oh yeah, she's taking notes. But we'll have a look at the comments afterwards, and we'll reply or take them on board. And if not, like I said, just email support or email me directly if you want to, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah, I think yes, I think that's probably it. We'll check on the we'll check on the comments to see if we missed anything
Yeah.
later on. But
Oh, I did just notice one here in the YouTube comments that I did want to talk about. Where can I find a tutorial on how to use eRank for the best? So Valerie, we've got a bunch of videos that are out there. Some of them are a little dated. Some of them are still pretty good. But I think we need to do a little bit more work in this area to show people. So if it's useful, I might try and pop on a little more often and maybe give some more demos of the product and stuff like that. I'll brainstorm that with Pam and Starla and the team and see what we can do to create some good videos to get people started and then get people from the stumbling along to that next level as well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But don't forget, some of us anyway are here every Thursday live, and you can ask any questions, and we are learning the technology to be able to do demos and things to show our screens and hopefully
Yeah.
help that way. But yes, we absolutely do need some better tutorials and things to help people. And also from Starla Moore on YouTube, myself, Pam Duffy on YouTube, we have tons of videos, and
Yep.
that was a question from YouTube anyway. So eRank, have a look in there. And if you're not in the Facebook group, go into the description of this video and join up the Facebook group. That's the best place to ask for questions because there's loads of people that answer them. That's not just us. So it's great.
Hey, Pam, I forgot one thing that I really wanted to talk about today. And I just saw a comment in here and I'm like, I've really got to talk about this. So we're going to go a little bit longer. So Lily is asking, can eRank help me with my future Shopify website next year's goals? So yeah, that's it. Thank you, Lily. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, so I want to talk about this a little bit. We have been working a bit with Shopify lately. I really like their attitude. They're very supportive, very responsive, and we have got a special promotion that you can take up on. Basically, if you sign up for Shopify, create a new Shopify store, and you want to sell on Shopify, like you're pointing out here, Lily, you can get up to 6 months of eRank Pro for free. So I say up to because, if you decide that Shopify is not for you and you cancel that after a month, well, your eRank will go back to normal. But if you go, well, Shopify is for me, and you keep using it for the next 6 months, eRank Pro is on the house. That's free for you. So what I'll do is I'll post a link at the end, and we'll maybe include it in the comments there. But you click on that link, and if everything looks good to you, I'm not going to sell Shopify. I don't have time to talk about that now, but we do have that promotion. So if you want to get 6 months of eRank Pro and you are going to be signing up for Shopify anyway, use this link and you'll get that little bonus for eRank Pro. And that also means you can use more of the Keyword Explorer and look at what people are searching for on Google Shopping and other marketplaces as well. And we are also working on, I'm giving all the secrets away today. We are working on integrating eRank with Shopify. So you'll be able to connect your Shopify stores, and then we'll be able to give you SEO tips on optimizing your Shopify store. So there you have it. Thank you for mentioning the Shopify word.
Yep, that had totally slipped my mind as well. So that is cool. And yeah, that should hopefully be helpful, because I know lots of people. Well, we spoke at the start about how, like, not just relying on Etsy. So that could be a good thing for some people. But yeah,
Yep.
it's a big step. So if you're doing well, that is a good next step,
Yeah.
hopefully.
And one other question which applies to what I just said, I think it's Balkan Jaga. I hope I got that right. They are asking, do we offer beta testing? And periodically we do. So when it comes to the Shopify integration that we're working on, we will be putting out a call for people to help us beta test the Shopify integration. So yes, it's coming, and we will be asking for early adopters to test that out and give us feedback and let us know how it goes.
Yep, it's probably best either join the Facebook group or keep an eye on these videos, and I'm sure Anthony will put the shout out in one of these places soon.
Okay, so yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I do hope you have an awesome Cyber weekend. I hope things go really well, especially on Monday, where I think Etsy is going to be at its strongest. So hopefully you are so busy and making some great money over the next few weeks. Yeah, hang in there, do well, be kind to your neighbors. That's all the wisdom I got for today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a